Let me share with you a truth that applies to everyone, no matter how driven or disciplined they are. There will be days when motivation feels like it's nowhere to be found. Maybe you're tired, overwhelmed, or just not in the mood to tackle your to-do list. And that's okay. It's part of being human. But here's the good news. Productivity doesn't have to depend on motivation. In fact, some of the most successful people know how to stay productive even when they don't feel like it. Let me show you how to keep moving forward even on those days when motivation seems out of reach. The first thing to understand is this: motivation is fleeting, but discipline is reliable. Waiting for motivation to strike is like waiting for perfect weather to go for a walk. It might never come. Instead, focus on building habits and systems that allow you to take action regardless of how you feel. Discipline is the muscle that keeps you going when inspiration takes a break. The more you practice showing up consistently, the easier it becomes to push through low-energy moments. Start by lowering the bar. On days when you're feeling unmotivated, the thought of tackling big, complex tasks can feel overwhelming. That's why it's important to shrink your goals down to something so small and manageable that it feels almost impossible to say no. For example, instead of committing to writing an entire report, tell yourself you'll write just one paragraph. Instead of cleaning the whole house, focus on tidying up one room, or even one corner. The key is to make the task so simple that it removes any resistance to starting. Often, once you begin, momentum kicks in and you end up doing more than you initially planned. Another powerful strategy is creating a routine. When you're unmotivated, decision-making becomes exhausting. A well-designed routine eliminates the need to decide what to do next. You simply follow the plan. Start your day with a consistent morning ritual that sets the tone for productivity. Whether it's drinking a glass of water, taking a few deep breaths, or reviewing your goals, these small actions signal to your brain that it's time to get to work. Over time, routines become automatic, making it easier to stay productive, even when motivation wanes. Break tasks into tiny steps. Large projects can feel paralyzing, especially when you're already struggling to find energy. To combat this, break each task into its smallest possible components. For instance, if you need to prepare a presentation, your first step might be opening a blank document. Your second step could be writing a single bullet point. By focusing on bite-sized actions, you reduce the mental barrier to getting started and build confidence as you complete each step. Progress, no matter how small, fuels further progress. One of the most effective ways to stay productive when you're unmotivated is to leverage accountability. Share your goals with someone who will hold you accountable, a friend, family member, mentor, or coach. Knowing that someone else is counting on you can provide the extra push you need to take action. Better yet, team up with an accountability partner who shares similar aspirations. Together, you can encourage each other to stay on track, celebrate wins, and navigate challenges. Use time blocking to structure your day. When motivation is low, it's easy to fall into the trap of procrastination or aimless scrolling. Time blocking helps you stay focused by assigning specific blocks of time to each task. For example, dedicate 30 minutes to answering emails, 45 minutes to working on a project, and 10 minutes to stretching or walking. Stick to these blocks as if they're appointments with yourself. This approach creates structure and prevents you from wasting hours wondering what to do next. Sometimes the best way to reignite productivity is to change your environment. If you're feeling stuck, your surroundings might be contributing to the problem. Try moving to a different room, working at a coffee shop, or simply rearranging your workspace. A fresh setting can stimulate your mind and break the monotony that often accompanies lack of motivation. Additionally, decluttering your space can help clear your mental clutter, making it easier to focus. Reward yourself for small wins. On days when motivation is scarce, celebrating progress, even minor victories, can boost your spirits and keep you moving forward. Set up a reward system for completing tasks. For example, after finishing a challenging assignment, treat yourself to a favorite snack, a short walk, or a few minutes of relaxation. These rewards reinforce positive behavior and make productivity feel less like a chore. It's also crucial to acknowledge your emotions without letting them dictate your actions. Feeling unmotivated doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It's a natural part of life. Instead of fighting the feeling, accept it and remind yourself that action often precedes motivation. Tell yourself, I may not feel like doing this right now, but I'll do it anyway, and I'll feel better once it's done. This mindset shift empowers you to take control rather than waiting for motivation to magically appear. Another tip is to focus on your why. When you're struggling to get started, reconnect with the reason behind your goal. Why does this task matter? How will completing it bring you closer to your dreams? Reflecting on your purpose can reignite your sense of urgency and remind you of the bigger picture. Even if you don't feel motivated, remembering why you started can give you the strength to keep going. Finally, don't underestimate the power of rest and self-care. Sometimes lack of motivation stems from burnout, fatigue, or stress. Pushing through relentlessly can backfire, leaving you even more drained. Listen to your body and mind. If you need a break, take one. Use the time to recharge through activities like meditation, exercise, or spending time with loved ones. Coming back refreshed often makes it easier to tackle tasks with renewed energy. Here's a practical challenge for you. The next time you're feeling unmotivated, pick one task and commit to working on it for just 5 minutes. No more, no less. Often, the hardest part is getting started, and those initial 5 minutes can create enough momentum to carry you forward. If you still don't feel like continuing after 5 minutes, stop without guilt. You've already made progress. And let me leave you with this thought. Productivity isn't about always feeling motivated. It's about taking action despite how you feel. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline and consistency are the keys to long-term success. By implementing these strategies, you'll discover that you don't need to rely on fleeting bursts of inspiration to get things done. You'll develop the resilience and tools to stay productive even on your toughest days. So, here's my final encouragement. Don't wait for motivation to return. Start now. Take one small step, however insignificant it may seem. Build momentum through discipline, lean on accountability, and trust the process. Before you know it, you'll look back and realize you've accomplished far more than you thought possible. Go ahead. Prove to yourself that you're capable of greatness, even when motivation feels distant.